Morning, folks. Can only take it so long. Gotta go back to my old hat here now and then. So today I have I have been busy again all day long, and I got nothing to show. It's just been unload this, move that, do this, do that, put away this, and I'll try to figure out what to do with this and that. And anyway, we're gaining, but it's slow going. Just got back over to the fairgrounds here and looking over here at Cindy's turkeys and chickens and things. And that goose was here a minute ago. There she is. She's over by the cow in the burrow. Poor old Mildred there. She's about 30 years old, very few teeth, and when she does have are loose. She's looking pretty thin. Not sure what to do there. This new place has a fence, but it's not a good fence. It needs a lot of work. And I might be able to run an electric one there. Still have all this firewood and the stuff in the woodshed. Cindy's chicken church, we called it. You know, when I built that chicken house, I didn't mean for it to look like a church, and everybody said it did. So I went ahead and put that steeple with the bell on it up there. If you haven't seen that video, it's been several years back. But those sides, the lower, let's see, right there, that piece right there on both sides, that opens up, and then you got the egg boxes up under there, easy access and all that. But I'm not really sure how in the world we are going to move this stuff. I kind of need, when we get it up there, we need to be able to lock them chickens up for a while until they figure out that this is home now. I kind of need to build a pen before I move that. Be lucky if I get all this done before it snows. But anyhow, I got up here to the fairgrounds house, and I gotta go feed those roping steers. And well, you can't see it from this angle. There's a big, we call them a land whale, those big Winnebago buses like rock stars and things live in. There's one of those down there, and they're here to help work on the car race track. I come over this way, and there's 3 fancy trailers over there, and figured I better go find out who they are and make sure they're the people that called. They're here for a golf tournament, and it is the people they talked to, so they're okay to be there. But then in here, man, what a mess. We got around the wood stove and stuff. Cindy got all that cleaned out, and that looks a whole lot better. There's some water damage. The roof leaked before I replaced it a while back. Gotta fix that. This is weird, the way it all puckered and ran down the wall. I didn't want to fix it until after I was sure it wasn't going to leak anymore. Here's another spot up there. And after I put that new roof over this section, it hasn't leaked a drop, but for a while there, shoot, it was running a steady stream out the light socket. So that could be shocking. But my leather bench, man, what a pile of crap. It wasn't good before, but it's even worse now. We've been moving stuff, and that's a flat surface, so that's where it ends up sitting. This granite slab, it's roughly 3 foot square, maybe not quite. I bet it's, well, let's see, I have a tape measure right here. No, that's not a tape measure. That's one of them keychain things. Anyway, it might be like 2.5 foot square, but it's 4 inches thick. That thing, I'll bet you anything, weighs about 300 pounds. I can't move that by myself. I'm going to have some help. My buddies said they'd help me, but they're busy too right now, and oh man, it sure looks different. This is our bedroom. Everything's out of there except for this clock. Cindy's given that to a friend. This closet, it's all empty. Well, anyway, we're getting there, slowly but surely. And then there's some chips and things on the wall here where, you know, the paint is chipped off. We want to touch that up and everything before we call her good. But lots to do, an awful lot to do. Back here, what my goal was for today, and geez, I'm not getting there very fast. It's already 2:30. And like I said, I've been busy all day. But back here, this back room is a junk pile, and it's worse than it was before now because I had a set of shelves here. All that stuff come off and it got piled up here. And this is all my rolls of leather, all that stuff. But before I can move that, I need to take everything off of here, throw it on the floor most likely, so that I can move those shelves, and then put the shelves back together, and then move all this junk and put them back on the shelves. It ain't fun. Ain't fun at all. And all my reloading stuff and whatever, I got ammo galore in here, and reloading dies. A lot of this I've already moved out. I always used to tell the fair board, if this place ever catches on fire, don't try to put it out, just get far away, because there's a lot of gunpowder in here. Most of that's gone now, but you know, if it wasn't for the YouTube rules, I've got some neat old guns that I'd like to kind of talk about. I might do that anyway if I can figure out how to do it without getting myself into trouble with it. But YouTube is, you know, it's run by a rabid pack of liberals in San Francisco, and they're not gun friendly, not at all. Dave Morelli from Morelli's Tactical Advantage, he's always having troubles with them, and other gun channels are, and I keep telling him, you do a lot of things, you don't need to do the gun stuff. And he told me, well, that's the stuff I like to do, and if I can't show that, then I just won't do it at all, which I can respect that. But you know, I don't know. I do this mainly. I mean, I've never made no secret of it. The biggest reason I ever started this is to try to make a couple of dollars. My job doesn't pay that much, although I did get a raise. I haven't seen it yet, but I supposedly got one. But you know, every little penny I can make, it helps. And I do this, I do my leather work, I do odds and ends and things, and it all adds up. But I don't know, a lot of people do this YouTube thing for fun, and be honest, other than talking with people in the comments, the folks you meet through there's not a lot of fun to it. It's a lot of work. But anyway, I keep telling them you know, do something else and make a couple of bucks. It, you know, help put gas in your truck, if nothing else, to go hunting and go trapping, you know. And I don't know, he's stuck on the gun stuff, which, I don't know, it's all good and well unless he gets you in trouble, and then you can't do it. So, this thing, Cindy's Martian Day barbecue. This guy, most of these tinfoil balloons, you know, they don't stay inflated for more than about a week. That thing has been inflated for 2 years. It's been in the closet out of the sunlight and everything, but it's gotten to the point now we want to see just how long that's going to stay that way. And so that's moving with us. We'll have to find a spot to keep it kind of out of the way and protected, and see how long it goes until it finally does go all the way flat. You know, that's a funny story too. Yeah, as long as I'm rambling here. Years ago, when I was guiding hunters, up on top of the mountain that is the Idaho-Montana border, we got out to this one meadow that was always really iffy if you're going to be able to get there and see anything. A lot of the times, it was called Muleshoe Meadow, and a lot of times when you get there, it's all fogged in. You can't see 100 feet, you know, and other times you can get there and you can see half a mile or more, and the elk liked that meadow, and a lot of times right before it got dark and it was still legal shooting hours, they'd come out of the trees and you'd get a chance at them. Well, we got out there and it was a snowing, miserable day. We got out there and sure enough, it's fogged in. You can't see nothing. And so I asked the guy, I said, well, you know, we can stay here if you want, but I don't see any point in it. I said, let's just kind of hunt our way back to camp. So we turn around, and the trail that we had just been over, maybe 15 minutes before, by this time it's starting to get dark. Here's a whole bunch of wolf tracks in the snow, and I mean a bunch of them, and more than normal. And so we're riding along, and never heard them, never saw them. You know, they're like ghosts. You don't normally see them anyway, but it's starting to get dark, and we got those little lights that go on your hat with a little hat band type of deal. Normally, I don't like to turn those on because they cast shadows that the horses have a hard time with. Horses can see very well in the dark. They don't need any light. And those shadows and stuff, they move around, and it just kind of bothers the horses. So most of the time, we don't turn them on. Being that those tracks were right there, within probably 15 minutes old, we had those lights on. And sure enough, we come around the corner, and here, about maybe 3 feet off the ground, are eyes. And they're moving. They're definitely, for sure, moving along. And the guy behind me, my hunter, goes, "What's that?" And I said, well, I don't know, because then it didn't look like lights, or eyes, I mean. And then it did. And then it didn't. And I told him, I'm not sure what that is, but it's definitely moving, you know. So we get up to it. Talk about feeling silly. It's one of those tinfoil balloons, a helium one. It lost all of its juice, and here it is bouncing along. I mean, 3 feet or so off the ground. What are the chances? This is about probably 7,000, maybe 8,000 feet elevation in the middle of nowhere. We're packed in from the end of the road 5 miles on horses, and middle of nowhere, and here we come across the doggone helium balloon. The reason it looked like eyes is it was the reflection from our hat lights and on there. It sure looked like eyes, but it wasn't, and like I say, never cry wolf, because we were positive that's what we were looking at. So anyway, I'm rambling. Like you can tell, I got nothing very interesting to have on here today, but I've been trying to put on something. This one-a-day stuff is tough, especially when you're stuck doing boring things. But I mean, looking around here, there's still a lot of junk, and this is on the inside of the house. Some of this stuff is going to garage sale and that kind of thing, but some of it's not, and it all needs to come out. Fun stuff. Deer season opens October 10th, so we got to have it out by then, for sure. And I think we will, but it's one of those deals you can't give up. You just got to keep pushing through it and keep trying. So, anyway, see you folks tomorrow, and thanks for watching. Don't let the helium balloon wolves get you. Bye.